Alright, hey there guys, so I just watched the Super Mario Brothers movie trailer and I just felt like just throwing out some of the things that was within the trailer that is worth noting really. I did speak to some people in the Discord too, some of my viewers and that, and it was fun, it was cool to see everyone's perspectives on it. We certainly, I would say, broke down the whole thing as well, like as to how the movie is going to pan out, I would say. So I'm going to actually break down in slow motion what the movie is about, or I could actually show you the actual movie first, thinking about it. That would make more sense for the video. So let me just, or Luigi then. Let me just get it to a point where and this is the beginning of the trailer. So we're going to watch the trailer first. Make sure that the speed is normal, and yeah, this is the Super Mario Brothers movie trailer.
All right, let's go.
Oh my God, okay.
Not sure if you know who I am, but I'm about to rule the world.
Wow, yay.
But there's one problem. There's a human, has a mustache, just like you.
Do you think I know every human being with a mustache wearing an identical outfit with a hat with the letter of his first name on it? Because I don't.
Bowser is coming. Together, we are going to stop that monster.
How? Look at us. We're adorable.
Oh, I got this. No problem. Yes!
Come on, Mario! Our big adventure begins now!
Ah! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off!
There's a huge universe out there
Whoa.
with a lot of galaxies. They're all counting on us. No pressure.
Wahoo!
Yeah, so I'm absolutely beaming right now. I have the biggest smile and grin on my face. Like, I'm so excited for this movie. It looks fantastic, and I'm going to break this down with especially some of the suggestions that have been made. I think the problem is some references, I think, not all references, I would say, but then they're slightly going over my head a little bit, especially the 2D Mario games and that. I pretty much started playing Super Mario Brothers on the Game Boy Color, and that, is technically the NES Mario. So I have had experience with the 2D Mario games, and I have played some of Super Mario World. I think I may have completed that one actually. I can't remember, but I'd played those games too, but not all of them. I've not played Super Mario Brothers 3 to the end or anything like that. But I have played most Mario games overall. That's the thing. Like, I have played, I'd say at this point, most, if not all, 3D Mario games. I think I haven't played Mario Galaxy 2. I have played the first one. I'm trying to think of another one I haven't played. I think it was like Super Mario 3D World. I haven't technically played that. I have played like a DS version of it though. But yeah, like, besides that, I would like to say I've played every single Mario game by that point. Like, it started off with Mario 64, and since then I've just always played every single Mario game after that, and generally, I think maybe the thing I'm a little bit lost on is maybe certain lands, which is, you know, I do recognise them. We've all got a sand land, and we've got a Iceland. We've got all sorts of lands really in this one. So I'm gonna, like I say, break it down. But I just may not know what the levels are, in a sense, like as in the exact like number level in a way. Well, like the others in the Discord was able to break it down in that way. But yeah, whoop, let's turn that sound off. So this scene is Mario walking towards the Colosseum. This kind of looks like a gym in a funny sort of way, because you got like these liftable balls. I've seen those before in gyms, I think. You've got a giant samurai sword there, which I find interesting, and a barrel. But as you can see, as we kind of keep moving into the stadium, Mario looking quite determined and ready for whatever's out into the open, which, as you will see, is a big stadium, and you'll be able to see that it is full of monkeys and, you know, gorillas, and basically this is like a, from the looks of things, a, you know, Donkey Kong Country inspired level, or like land in a sense. What's kind of cool, actually, I'm noticing right now is you got some of those blocks in the background, like ones that you hit, and we'll go into the main thing of this that will lead up to this point, actually, because I believe I know what's going on in a sense, but we haven't reached the point yet where I can explain it. But that's kind of cool. That's kind of like a funny sort of way, like an obstacle course in its own right, I think, like a challenge of sorts. But as you can see, like, there is hanging wheel there, and some branches, and of course DK, the first introduction to DK. The thing that I found striking about this particular trailer is that you didn't hear much of Mario speaking, which I had hoped that we'd see more of that, to really kind of showcase Chris Pratt's voice. Like a lot of the things we've been hearing is very kind of, you know, kind of clipped cleverly in such a way that Mario is saying the usual things like wahoo and let's go, you know, stuff like that. He's actually saying sentences like that, as opposed to the previous trailer where it was kind of more sort of narrative driven. There was more kind of talking going on for Mario previously, not as much as Bowser. But yeah, like I think cleverly this time around actually kind of brought him back a bit, but made references to the usual words he says as Mario. So saying things like, I say, let's go, or wahoo, you know, that kind of thing. You know, he's saying stuff like that because people will be immediately like, yeah, that's Mario. Because previously in the other trailer, sadly, people were kind of a bit upset with Chris Pratt's voice for Mario. Like, everyone kind of gave such in a way, a big backlash happened. Like, split opinions on his voice. And I think what they're trying to do with this trailer is actually try and avoid having this this backlash again. So in a way, I see why they did it like that, and I think they done it quite cleverly. They didn't really take away too much from Mario's character at all. This scene though, oh my god, I feel so sorry for Mario. I just been absolutely pummeled by DK. Like the sound effects, like I felt them all. It's crazy. But yeah, that looks like Cranky Kong in the background. You know, you'll see that he's pulling out a banana. But yeah, Peach is there and Toad, so they're kind of sitting there. It's like this isn't a circumstance here where Peach is kidnapped at all, and this is something we're going to go into with the main trailer here. You'll notice as we go into it what the situation is, and here we are, a scene with Luigi and Bowser. This was fantastic. Like this really showcased Luigi, I would say, in terms of narrative and the purpose of the movie in a way. There are so many different enemies in this game here, film rather. Fucking hell, can't. I'm getting mixed up. So like you got all of the Koopas. Looks like you got Hammer Bros. You got the Shy Guys as well. There's the other Shy Guys. I've forgotten what they're called actually. Like Sniffits, I think they're called. You got Goombas, of course you got Bob-ombs, you can't forget the Bob-ombs. I'd be curious if there would be Bob-omb buddies in this one. But yeah, we'll see, I guess. But Bob-omb buddies are good. So, you know, you wouldn't see them in a scene like this. You got the piranha plants as well. And you got those little spiny, spiky, red shell Koopas as well. Everyone's here, basically, what you would expect. All of his Bowser minions, they're all here, in a way, with their little helmets as well. This is such a great scene with Luigi. Like, this really showcased his voice as well, and it's fantastic. I think they've done really well with Luigi's voice here too. And Bowser, of course, as well. Like, Bowser is really a force to be reckoned with in this one. I think you'll see soon. Like, this is a really good, like, scene of Bowser and Luigi. There's a scene here where Luigi talks about how, you know, like Bowser's saying basically that he's looking for another a human, effectively, that looks like him, basically, and he's like, how would you expect me, why do you expect me to know every single person kind of attitude that has a cap and an initial on your head? And it's not like I know every single person who is like that. I butchered that, but the funny thing is about that is that there is clearly other characters like Mario and Luigi in the sense of Wario and Waluigi. And I was talking about how that's kind of like a funny little kind of, I don't know, it's almost like it's very, very subtly bringing up the fact that in a humorous way, especially because we know that there are other characters, particularly Wario and Waluigi, that when he says something like that, it's kind of funny in a way, but I wonder if it's kind of alluding slightly to the fact that maybe we're going to see Wario and Waluigi as being like a little bit like how you got a little bit of a cliffhanger for the first Sonic movie, in a way, when you see Tails. I do actually feel like this is going to be a similar circumstance where Wario and Waluigi are going to find themselves coming through the same pipes as Mario and Luigi, but they have like other motives. Maybe they come into something that's far powerful, so they become like the main villain in a funny sort of way, or, you know, maybe they work for Bowser, or, you know, something like that, because they realize that just as powerful as, say, Mario and Luigi, in a way, like they become Super Mario and Super Luigi in the movie. Like, maybe he trains up Wario and Waluigi. You never know. It depends on like what direction they go with it, and whether or not they're their own person in a funny sort of way. It depends on like what they go with that, but I found that kind of scene kind of funny. But like this scene, though, this is a bathroom, and I made mention of the fact that this part here, like, this is a gold tap as well, and it's funny how it has, in a way, colors similar to Peach. Like, you got the gold, so it seems very extravagant, you know, like it's a very extravagant bathroom. Like, you got all the like the pink color schemes going on, and in the Super Mario Super Show, like the actual beginning of the cartoon intro, both Mario and Luigi get sucked into the bath drain to go to the Mushroom Kingdom, effectively. And that's how their adventures start. So in a funny sort of way, it starts off with a bathroom here as well, which you can say is a bit of a throwback to possibly the cartoon. But let's face it, like, plumbing will normally happen in the bathroom, more or less. But generally, I do think it's a throwback to that. And I think that was kind of cool too. I think that was awesome. So that's a really cool scene as well, of Mario staring at a tap. So yeah, I think they really showcase Luigi here really, really well. His voice is perfect, I would say, for this, and this is cool because this just verifies that they're in Brooklyn. This is a city setting that they're in, and there's a grocery shop there. There's a completely different person there. This is not the Mushroom Kingdom. There's a pavement. There's a just a flat out building. It looks like a city, Brooklyn City, in a sense. So that just verifies that that's what they're going for, in a way. Like, when I heard Mario's voice initially in the first trailer, I was like, oh my god. Like, when he said Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. Here we come, he says. I was like, yeah, that accent is Brooklyn. That's a Brooklyn accent. And I thought that was awesome because already I was thinking that's harping back to the cartoons a bit. And with this scene, that is verifying it. It's just flat out verifying that they're living in Brooklyn. This is a setting in Brooklyn, basically. So I'm pretty certain that they're both going to have, in a sense, a Brooklyn twang to their voices. They may seem kind of slight, but, you know, they're there. It's there. The accent is there. I think, you know, with Mario, that's what they were going for, you know, and I hope they stick with it. I hope they're not changing it, because I think my initial concern when I first watched the movie was that, oh, like, Mario doesn't seem like he's saying very much in comparison to the previous trailer a little bit. I was actually kind of hoping he was going to say more in the second trailer, but they actually, like I say, I think they cleverly kind of condensed it down to just like the main words you would expect Mario to say in the trailer. So that, in a funny sort of way, would prevent any possible backlashes. So, you know, I still, and I at least hope they're not going to change any of his lines. It's going to be the same all across the board. Like, it's going to be awesome. I love this, and I'm just happy that it's got that sort of setting. So effectively, what's happened here is that he went from Brooklyn to the Mushroom Kingdom, and most likely, like you said, like I said about the bathroom scene, effectively, that's probably where he gets sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom. You never know. I'm not sure what leads to it, what kind of magic happens in the bathroom to lead to that, besides getting sucked into a train. I guess we'll see. Very curious about how they're going to bring that story to light. It's really cool. But yeah, that's an awesome little scene between Mario and Luigi there. I think that's fantastic. And again, it's that face, Bowser's face. Like I say, absolute force to be reckoned with, that guy. Like, he's quite scary, I think, in this one. But it's great, like, absolute villain quality there. Now Peach, look at Peach. She is, like, I think they've done really well with Peach here. Fantastic job. Like, she looks like Peach. She looks awesome. Now look at this scene. Now, this was such a cool scene to pause at because it shows all of the Mushroom Kingdom in the sense. Well, this is the Mushroom Kingdom, I guess, but like there's other kingdoms. So in the case of what's happened here, I guess this is Bowser's island. Now, interestingly, look at this. You can see also that as the it was in movement, that's actually Bowser's ship or island. This is the ice island, or the, I don't know, ice world, or where the penguins were. And this is why I say Bowser is a force to be reckoned with. That one is in absolute ruin. It's crazy. And I know it's the ice one because not only is it moving away, and that's from the previous trailer we were looking at, but look at this here. You can see that this is still an ice patch right there. And there's even a bit of ice and snow here too. So this is definitely where the poor penguins were. And oh gosh, I don't know what's happened to them, but hopefully they're all right, all things considered. But yeah, that's basically what's happened there. Like, Bowser's just completely set that into ruin. So here's the Donkey Kong, like Donkey Kong Country, whatever you want to call this, like basically the Donkey Kong land. That's where all the gorillas are and stuff. And then we got like a sand, desert sort of island world, kingdom. I suppose they're kingdoms, let's face it. So this is pretty, you know, standard in most Mario games, let's face it. I'm not really sure what's going to be in this one. I'm kind of curious about like what they plan to do with that one in terms of the residents. Makes me wonder, like, in terms of who rules this area. I'm not sure in terms of rulers. Like Daisy, for example, I'm not 100% sure like where she's from. But in a funny sort of way, I remember the kingdom she was in had a bit of a sort of desert sounding place, so I don't know if she might be the ruler there, but I have no clue, honestly. You would think that there'd be some reference to Daisy somewhere, but I don't know. It's interesting because I actually wonder who could rule that place, that kingdom. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Let me know in the comments below. Like I think this is going to be an interesting one. Like I think maybe there's something more to that place because as far as like sandy terrain, we've not really seen that in the movie trailer in this at all. So there's probably potential for there to be more stuff that we can discover there in the sense of how the story actually pans out rather. So we have that kingdom, but we have this one, and this was interesting because like one of my viewers that go by Cuball, like he was talking about how that looks like fruit, and you'll see later in the trailer that there's actually Yoshis, and in fact I actually believe that's where the Yoshis are. So this is like a Yoshi's Island kingdom. I'm pretty certain that's probably where the Yoshis are, and this is the main mushroom kingdom right here. So you know, that's where Peach is and everyone else, the toads and everything. So that was cool. You know, this was a really kind of nice sum up of the different locations that everyone's going to be traveling to in this movie, and I think it's fantastic. I think it's really fun and really cool to just see like a bit of a rundown on that. So you can see the ship is moving. Got a little star for a marker on the top of it. That was part of the first trailer. So Peach's crown is beautiful. Like the shine on it is just incredible. This is really cool to see Peach in her like suit here. This is actually what I would say something you would see in Mario Kart as well. I think she tends to wear this sort of suit when she's wearing when she's riding on a bike, not wearing it. That wouldn't be helpful. So yeah, that's kind of cool. She has this sort of strong demeanor about her. She knows what she's doing. She's out to confront Bowser. You know, she's not scared, which is really cool because a lot of the time in these Mario games, she's always a damsel in distress. She doesn't really, well, she's not in distress necessarily, I guess. It's kind of funny, but I guess she is. But it's kind of like a very sort of typical story retelling of Princess Peach being caught by Bowser and Mario having to save her, that kind of thing. So effectively, these toads, though, I do find them quite funny. There's some variations of the toads. This is a big deal, and this was also, again, kind of, after having looking at it, it was pinpointed also by Cuball that the piranha plants don't actually look like piranha plants. And I said, yeah, they actually kind of look robotic in nature, which is really cool because it looks, and he did mention, I think also, that it seems like an obstacle course. So here we have Peach right there too, and then Mario, and you got the flag in the middle, funny enough, which is usually what you would use to jump onto the flag and say that you finished, which I bet would happen. Well, potentially the flag is up at the minute, that's the thing, but as Mario is going around the obstacle course, maybe he lands onto the flag and actually, you know, does his usual thing in the games. So this is really cool in a sense because this is what this is basically showing when you analyze it in that way and see that it is an obstacle course in this moment, is that Mario is learning to be Super Mario. Like he's becoming Super Mario, effectively. He's learning, as you'll see into the trailer, how to actually navigate these obstacles. You can also see that here. If you weren't convinced originally, that is a reference to the first Mario Brothers game. Like this is fireballs, but they're not fireballs, they're just balls, like on a spinning stick. So this is, funny enough, like a little bit of a trial run on how to dodge that kind of obstacle as he adventures into the Mushroom Kingdom and stuff, or the other kingdoms overall. So this is, in a way, as you can see, that's a bullet bill again. That looked like also a very, you know, trial run sort of bullet bill. You have these here as well, these platforms, and it's such a great little scene because it just sort of, how I said it, it was like, it's almost like when you played Mario for the first time and you're learning how to progress through the levels in the games. Like you'll probably go on a platform like this for the first time and it will instantly fall and you'll lose a life because you didn't expect that platform to fall, and this is basically what they're kind of recreating in the scene, these like series of scenes, like the bullet bill. You don't expect the bullet bill, and then it hits you. You know, it's Peach is like, oh my god, I can't believe him. Like he's taking, like she's at this point really trying to help him become like Super Mario in the sense. That's how I'm seeing it. Like she's kind of training him in a funny sort of way to become familiar of the trials and the things he has to go through and the lands, the kingdoms and stuff like that. So he's stronger to deal with Bowser in the end. So yeah, I this is cool as well because in the end it makes sense, and you'll see, you know, as this keeps going on. Like obviously Mario is new to the terrain of you know, the Mushroom Kingdom and stuff. He's curious about things. He's new to it all. He's learning how to become, like I say, Super Mario. And this is a really funny scene. I love this. Like, I didn't even realize until like a second viewing that when Peach was taking the fish off his face, that it actually sticks on to Toad's face afterwards. I thought that was hilarious. So yeah, it's a really cool scene. This is awesome too, because like that's Mario basically diving down as like, I don't know, fireballs and raining down the Mushroom Kingdom, and he's in a Tanuki suit and he's flying through the mushrooms, basically escaping, I think, trying to get away. And this is a wonderful scene, I have to say. Again, you see Peach, Peach's hand touching the fire flower and becomes like, and you can see she's wearing all white. She can actually use the power of the fire flowers, which is something that you haven't really seen. At least I don't think I've seen Peach in like a fire form before. She knows what everything does, and as this scene progresses, you'll see that Mario's there as well. He's not even in a fire form either. He doesn't know what these fire flowers do. And Peach is talking about like that there's a huge adventure, like in galactic kind of terms in a sense, and we have to help, you know, sort of thing. She is like the princess, like you would expect, who looks after her people and looks after everyone else and wants to help everyone else. Because let's face it, this monster, this Bowser, is crazy. You know, he's crazy bad. So he is a threat, and she's doing everything she can to, in a way, I think there's something she may see in Mario. I'm not sure what. Maybe it's because he's from a different world. He's a plumber, but I think maybe she believes that he can help in a way. So she's just trying to give him everything in terms of like how to navigate, how to use even the fire flowers in this case. And I have to say, I love this scene. Absolutely love this scene. Beautiful. Like all of the fire flowers in the distance like that. It's such a beautiful concept. Like everything, just a nice warm orange glow. Like it is wonderful. I love it. So yeah, like she is teaching basically Mario how to be Super Mario, how to be stronger. And I think ultimately maybe to try and, you know, because she's alone effectively, she's trying to beat Bowser, but I wonder, I suppose maybe she, in the end, knows that Mario is from a different world. So maybe she just sees him as being kind of magical in a funny sort of way, or being the chosen one, or something like that, because he's come from a different world, effectively, or something has led to the scenario that he's come from Brooklyn to the Mushroom Kingdom, and this concept that he's there to, you know, help everyone to, you know, get rid of Bowser and stuff. So, yeah, you know, this is really the concept, I would say, what's going on here, especially between Mario and Peach, because as you can tell, Peach is not captured by Bowser. And in fact, is spending a lot of time with both Mario and Toad. So that's really why I think that she's there to effectively train Mario to become Super Mario. And here we have a scene. This is again the island that I mentioned and stuff. Like you can see that you see colours of purple going on and reds and very similar colours that you were seeing in the map in a sense. And yeah, these are the Yoshis. They're pretty cool. It's kind of cool to see some Yoshis in this one because we hadn't seen any Yoshis until this point. So it's kind of cool to see them scalloping there. There's the the Ice Kingdom. And Bowser absolutely annihilating everything. And here we come into another scene here where Mario is, you can see there's a pipe right behind him, and here into this stream, which is really awesome. You can see that these are kind of like branching pipes to different locations. And that's him getting sucked into the pipe, probably from Brooklyn, and is being led into this stream. It's funny because we never really consider what happens when you go into a pipe in the Mario games, but I guess this is what happens. You just kind of literally like some sort of teleportation stream of sorts, and you're just kind of making your way through to the other pipe in a sense. And you can imagine, and in fact, you're going to see, obviously, as we keep going, that Luigi is obviously there. And yeah, like this is probably where they get split off, most likely. They probably branch into another pipe where they get split off. And yeah, it's funny because originally I thought this bag was actually Luigi's Poltergust 3000, but no, it's like this is just a toolkit. You can see quite clearly here, like there's some wrenches, there's a screwdriver, there's a plunger and stuff. So it's kind of funny though that Luigi happens to be wearing a backpack of sorts though. I wonder if they did that intentionally because people would kind of like, you know, question it a little bit. Yeah, that's where Peach says no pressure. This had me so excited. I was so happy to see this. What a wonderful reference this was, because I absolutely love Mario Kart. This was so cool when I first saw it. I was like, oh my god, Mario Kart! Like Mario's in a cart. So yeah, this was cool. And then it got better. It then turned into a Rainbow Road right in front of them, and I love Rainbow Road so much. They did a really good job with that scene too. There's so much here, really. Like you can tell also that this particular location is also the Donkey Kong Kingdom, whatever you want to call it. Really, you can see that there's some Kongs behind them as well. Like lots of different kinds, with lots of different kinds of carts. It's fantastic. You got a little monkey there as well. You got a Kong there, and look at that guy there. This has been pointed out by a viewer as well, called Fire Red. Like, this is Funky Kong. This looks like Funky Kong because of the bandana. It has dots on it as well. I think this might be Funky Kong, which is a really cool little throwback too. There's Donkey Kong obviously here as well. And you got Toad, you got Peach, Mario. But they're mostly monkeys and Kongs. So yeah. However, we don't really know who this Kong is, but he's with Funky Kong as well. So this is kind of cool. Like this is an awesome scene. So yeah, that is the Super Mario Brothers movie trailer, the second movie trailer, and they had done a fantastic job. I am so happy because the overall idea that I have for this movie, this is an establishing movie for Mario and Luigi, of course, and the whole of the Mushroom Kingdom and what the kingdoms are. It's introducing the games in its entirety, the main games of Mario Brothers. And it also gives you a story about how Mario becomes Super Mario through Peach, which makes sense because she knows and lives in the Mushroom Kingdom. She knows exactly what everything does and what the trials are like there and like how dangerous it can be. So she's trying to train Mario to become, you know, like I say, Super Mario, but also to be more aware of the surroundings, what items could be used, what power-ups could be used, maybe even how to use the power-ups even. Maybe he doesn't even have the ability to do that yet until, I don't know, something happens in the film where he just suddenly develops like maybe like courage or something to do something, and he has the power, like the star power or some to do it. Like maybe he in fact maybe picks up the power star, and the power star kind of reacts to him in a certain way to be like, yeah, you know, you have the power to use these items. You just don't know, because effectively the star in the Mario Brothers games is an invincibility. In every Mario game, it's like that. And you see Mario with that a lot. And having that power, the star power is so significant. It's a huge, huge significant thing in the movie as well. Overall, you see it in the first trailer. Bowser's trying to collect all the power stars to basically rule the world, as he says in the actual movie trailer. So that's my general rundown of what I think this movie is going to be about, and I definitely see there being a sequel. There's more potential for it. I love the concept of this movie because it is really touching on every single Mario game. It has they have so much to play with as well. Like the Mario games is so vast and big, so many concepts, so many great ideas that could be just thrown into the movie to add to the story that they're trying to tell with it in the movie. And it's a great story too because it makes sense. Like how did Mario become Super Mario? How did he go from being a plumber in Brooklyn to being in the Mushroom Kingdom? Even like this is stuff that helps tie in a funny sort of way the games potentially. It's definitely a different take, but not too different of a take that you can't apply it to the games. I love just this kind of stuff because I love lore, I love character development of like the Mario games, the Mario characters in general, the Nintendo characters in general, to do with the Mario characters, like how else to really term it. But I definitely know there's going to be a sequel. This is going to be successful no matter what. I do believe that. Whether people like it or not, I think it is going to be a very successful movie. It's fun. Even if you don't know anything about Mario Brothers, you're going to know what they're about in this movie, and I think they've done it fantastically. I think it's awesome, and I think they're going to do a really good job in kind of like really telling the story as it is and really make it fun and interesting to watch. And I do think they're doing it the right way. Personally, it's so much fun. I love it, and I can't wait. I would love to be able to watch this at the cinema if I can. Guess we'll see. But yeah, like this is happening in April. Like this is coming out in April, and I'm looking forward to it. And I do see the sequel being, if I'm to guess what will happen in as like a cliffhanger for the movie, is the introduction to Wario and Waluigi. I do believe that maybe they're going to get like a little moment like that, because let's face it, Wario is meant to be the bad version of Mario, Super Mario, like Mario. So like it makes sense that maybe he'll have his part. Maybe he works for Bowser. You never know. It's like I say at the beginning, there's potential with that. Whatever it is that they decide to go with that, there's potential, including Waluigi. Because as far as I'm concerned, like at this point, everyone knows Waluigi now. Everyone knows Wario, especially Wario. To kind of change up the story a little bit, it would make sense. With how Mario develops the ability to, have the power stars and be able to become as powerful as he is in a sense, like it'd be able to beat Bowser and be able to overcome him. And then suddenly you have another set of plumbers come out of the pipe, and Bowser's like, "Hey, you, I'm going to train you to become like the ultimate warriors or something that's going to help me be able to take over the world or something," and that happens to be Wario and Waluigi. Like that's something like that. They need a bit more than that, obviously, but maybe I think they'll find a way. Like I don't know if it'll be them, but I do think that with Wario especially, it's a bad version of Mario, so it kind of makes sense. I don't know. I suppose it really depends on where they take with it. Which is why I say it's kind of funny what Luigi said in that segment in the trailer. But yeah, I do see there being another Mario Brothers, like a Mario Brothers 2 movie, and what else can I say other than that? I'm looking forward to it, and I've always said that I liked the voice of Mario a lot because it, harks back to the original cartoon where they had a Brooklyn accent. And it's verified. They live in Brooklyn. It makes sense to have that voice. As far as I'm concerned, it makes sense. So yeah, with that, I hope you enjoyed this. It's a bit different to my usual content, but I hope that you enjoy it. And I'm really excited. Is why I made this, because I just have all these. I'm just so excited for it, and I just wanted to get my thoughts out there, really. And oh my god, it's so fun! It's so cool. I love it. This trailer's awesome. So I hope to catch you all later, guys. Thanks again for watching, and take care. Bye, guys.